Hey, my name is Ninfa Lear, and I am a lifestyle coach, and I help with health and fitness, finance, and personal growth. And we're going to talk about two of those things today. And as you can tell, the topic of the story is how poor mindset has held me back in a certain area of my life. And it's not quite what you think. Today I was watching a video from Nicole Walters, I think it's Walker, and she reminded me of my own life story. So we had a saying when we were younger, there's po and there's poor. Okay, so po is like you're barely getting meals a day, you're struggling to even survive, and you don't even know how you come out alive. Okay, and poor was myself, right? We look like we were fine, nothing was wrong. We dressed well, I mean, nothing to the hilt or anything like that. But we looked like normal average kids, normal average family, living in a decent home, middle class, no big deal. But we were poor. Okay, we were on the hot lunch plan, and the hot lunch plan, is for people that can't afford to be on the lunch plan that is for other kids that can purchase a $10 lunch. You had the hot lunch, and whatever they provided for $2 or less, that's what you got. And I remember when I was younger, there was a week where my mom couldn't pay for the hot lunch plan that week, and we had like lettuce in the house, some nasty icky I think Italian dressing, and a plum that was disgusting, like had no taste. And I remember saying, "Okay, there's your lunch. You go to school." I had this girl across the street who was struggling with her weight. She was a little overweight. I don't know. We were in third or fourth grade, and I remember her looking at me. Now she had an abundance of lunch. She had a sandwich and chips and you name it, all the goodies you can possibly think of. She had in her lunch, and I remember her asking me, "Oh, is that how you stay healthy and that's how you stay thin?" And I was like, "Oh yeah," just so I didn't tell her that no, my mom couldn't afford for me to have a lunch today. I was so embarrassed. I was looking at her lunch thinking, "Oh my gosh, I could take that down for you." And she was looking at me like, "Oh, that's how you should be eating. That's the whole thing." And I was eating plain lettuce, nasty Italian dressing, and some plum that tasted like nothing because it was fully ripe and it was done, one of those plums. And I just remember thinking, man, it would be real nice if we could afford for me to have a lunch today. And she was so like, "Oh, that's how you eat to stay healthy?" And I was thinking to myself, ugh, I'd give anything to have that sandwich that you're eating right then and there. But didn't want to let the whole world know that we were broke. We definitely got at least 2 meals a day for sure, and we made it. We got by, and I mean, there were times when we're like on the street looking for quarters, nickels, and dimes just for my mom to pay for her car payment, and so her car didn't get repossessed. And there was just times when it was rough. And I remember my mom having a rough time and her constantly going negative in her account and just trying to float us, trying to get us by. And it was a tough time. Was it horrible? Were we homeless? Absolutely not. But we're definitely a paycheck away from not making it, right? So I was, just thinking about that today, thinking, my life has been good. I can't say it hasn't, but it was a struggle, the beginning of my life, and I was like, okay, with those struggles, I had bad habits that came from that. But I just remember, like, when my brother turned 12 or 13, he got his work permit and started working as a caddy. And I think I was 13 or 14. I started working in the food industry. And it was just to basically give some space for my mom so she didn't have to pay for everything. And I remember us starting to pay for our own, tuition for middle school and high school just to make sure that we weren't such a burden financially, on her. We wanted to help because we wanted to work. We wanted to have money because we knew what it meant not to have money and to worry about going to the grocery store and a credit card not working or a debit card not working or not having enough funds and things of that nature. We knew what that felt like. So we wanted to make sure that we always were working. We had high work ethic. It's never been an issue for me and my brother. But with that, again, settled on today, my life now, where a year and a half ago I found myself $100,000 in debt and going, what the heck happened? And it's just because, I lived my life the same way as I got older. Even though I had a decent salary, I always was employed because my work ethic is the bomb. I make sure I work really hard, and I'm there early and I'm there late, and I'm there helping whomever needs help and things of that nature. So the money keeps coming in, but I spend it poorly. I always want to go out to eat. That's the way I celebrate having cash, because when we were younger, there were times when I came home from that salad that didn't last me all day, starving till I get home, and I remember us having a soda and a bag of popcorn. That was all that was left in the house. At Aldi's there were 25 cents, and me and my brother sharing that, and then going to bed and thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry, and then starting the next day over again, and just realizing that it's so difficult when you don't have money. And so I always wanted to have abundance of things. So I always, eating is my thing. If you looked at my credit cards, you see I just eat everything. Because it's like, oh my gosh, I have food. From those incidents, and when I was younger, it was like, oh, I'm so hungry. Now I don't ever want to be hungry. And so there is that portion of my life that is, is hurt from it. Financial is one of them for sure, and my actual physical health. So that's why I decided to get into health and fitness and start to drop some weight. So a year and a half ago, I was $100,000 in debt and 90 pounds overweight, and gotten to be a health and fitness coach. I'm down 35 pounds, and I'm down $15,000 in debt. But it's still a struggle. It's still a struggle for me to stay positive in my checking account. It's still a struggle not to open up a credit card or a loan. It's still a struggle to not use debt in order to get what I want in the moment. So being patient and taking your time and waiting till you have the funds. It's been very hard for me. And so something I'm definitely working on. And I've had a few things that has actually helped me to change my mind about my financial situation. And so I have a poor mindset, meaning I think poorly, like as a poor person would. Like, the money's never going to come in again, so I'm just going to eat it all and spend it all now, right? Instead of thinking, you know what, I can save this. I can I can wait to make that purchase, that big purchase. Do I really need it? Do I really need to have those items? And so two things that has helped me in this area is affirmations and visualizations. And I have, I'm in a group there right now that's called Rise and Shine. It's just about having a routine daily where you take care of yourself for half an hour to an hour, maybe even 6 minutes. And then you go out into the world and you do your thing, right? You handle what comes at you. But the visualization and affirmations have really helped me in this area of thinking in a more rich mindset in order for me to combat this financial situation that I have right now and that I'm working on every day. So, every day I say to myself that I am wealthy. It is worth waiting to pay for something. This debt will leave. There's points where you're like, when am I going to ever get out of debt? Like, when is this going to end? When am I ever not going to have an emergency? So just thinking, I will have financial security. I will be financially peaceful in my life. I have that coming to me soon. Just keep working at it, keep moving forward, and it will happen for you. And then visualizing when I am debt free. that I can go to a grocery store and purchase anything and not have to worry that my debit card is not going to go through, or that I don't have enough money in my purse and I have to tell somebody to put something away. So if you are a person that has gone to the grocery store and the debit card approved and you're like, oh, thank God, that's a good feeling, right? Or if you're that person that your debit card doesn't get approved, you're like, oh, well, I don't need that, I'll take that off, or I'll take that off, and you knowing that you only have a certain amount of money, or like digging through your purse like you have something in there when you really don't. It's just so embarrassing. So but I found a way to combat that mentally. Also, saying to myself again, I don't need that right now, I can wait. Let's wait until tomorrow to see if I want that. And usually by the next day I don't need it. Like, I don't know why I wanted that so bad, right? Or I'm gonna bring my lunch today. Bring it and actually eat it. You know what I mean? So just, taking those small steps of reaffirming myself that I am wealthy. I do what wealthy people do. And life is good. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.